Hello, Marvel fans! Today, we're having two new challengers compete in the Action Figure Pentathlon. Our first challenger is Spider-Man. Facing off against Spider-Man is Spider-Man.
Wait,
Wait,
what's going on?
Oh, I should clarify. This is Peter Parker Spider-Man in the blue and red versus Miles Morales Spider-Man in the black and red. Today's contest will have 5 rounds where our challengers can earn up to 10 points per round. I purchased these two figures on Amazon and I still haven't seen this wave in any of my local stores. The retail price for these is around $20 each. While you can check out the Spider-Men's articulation as they stretch for the competition, let's go over some character background information. Peter Parker is the Spider-Man most people are familiar with. He first appeared in comics in August of 1962 in Amazing Fantasy number 15. Peter received his powers when he was 15 after he was bit by a radioactive spider. Peter has the proportionate powers of a spider, so that means he has superhuman strength, speed, stamina, agility, and durability. He also has a spider sense that warns him of danger. Miles Morales is from an alternate universe, but now he's in the main 616 world because of, recent comic events. His first appearance was in August of 2011 in Ultimate Fallout number 4. Miles received his powers when he was 13 after he was bit by a spider affected by the Oz formula. Like Peter, Miles gained the proportionate powers of a spider and a spider sense, but he has some unique abilities as well. Miles has a venom blast that can electrocute enemies. He also has a stealth ability called spider camouflage. Now that both contestants are warmed up, let the games begin! Round 1. Beauty. In this round, we examine the appearance of both figures. The first thing you may notice about these guys is that they're on a new teenage boy body that is quite a bit shorter than the adult Pizza Spider-Man. New body sizes are always great to give variety to your figures, and we've had several figures on the teenage girl body, so it's about time we got some of the younger male characters made. The second thing I notice is Miles' costume translates to an action figure much better than Peter's. Since poor Peter's costume is red on the top side of his arms and blue on the underside, the ugly red pins from his joints are really noticeable on the inside of his arms, along with the red hinge from his shoulder. Miles' costume is black on both sides of his arms, so he doesn't have this issue. The red paint is applied crisply to Miles. Peter has a more complex design, so it's no surprise to me that there's a couple spots on mine, like his stomach, where the black lines are missing a small section of paint to connect to each other. Peter also has a bit of red paint slopped on his back, underneath the spider emblem, while Miles just has one scuff to his left shoulder. Miles is the better painted of the two figures, so he picks up 9 points, and Peter is picking up 7. Round 2. Balance. Balance is a simple round consisting of how easy is it to get the action figures to stand, and how stable are they once they're standing. Both of these spider boys are easy to get standing, and they feel pretty stable on their feet. The joints on them feel tight, maybe a bit too tight in places like the shoulders. These guys are really noisy to articulate, with the upper body popping and crackling. If Hasbro ever makes a third Spidey on this body, they could be the Snap, Crackle, and Pop mascots for an American cereal. Anyway, on to the balance round. I'm going to use this box to simulate a bumped shelf. Whichever figure stays standing the longest picks up the extra point. Both of them stood standing through several bumps. Miles stayed the longest though, so he picks up 10 points, and Peter picks up 9. Round 3, the chair. In this round, we check out the lower articulation of both figures to see if they can sit in a natural posture. Both of these figures are on a shorter body, so my chairs really don't work very well. Let's try something else. Who wants to sit on the princess chair? No, that's too small though. Both of these figures have really good sitting posture. They can bring their legs up to a 90-degree angle to their body and bend their knees over 90 degrees. They could sit with their feet flat on the floor if the chair was the right size, so I'm not going to deduct any points for that. And while it doesn't affect these figures' ability to sit, I did notice that their ability to bring their foot up is underwhelming when compared to Pizza Spidey. Both of these figures do a good job of sitting though, so they earn the full 10 points for this round. Round 4. Food. The loser from our last Action Figure Pentathlon was Rogue, so she had to cook for today's contest. You all had such wonderful ideas on what Rogue should make, but desserts were a frequent suggestion. Rogue has made cupcakes for the Spider Teens. This round tests the upper body articulation of the figures to see if we can pose them in ways to look like they are enjoying the cupcakes. Both of these figures have double jointed elbows. That's a huge help in posing their upper body, but they lack the butterfly joint of the adult Pizza Spider-Man. It doesn't really affect these figures too much though, since their torso is more narrow and they could still touch their hands without bending their elbows. One unexpected drawback to this new body though is the inward movement of the hinge on the hands is limited by contact with the arm. I'm still happy with the upper body articulation of these two figures, as they can be posed to look like they're eating and touch their face. The Spidey Boys earn 9 out of 10 points this round because the motion in their hands is a little disappointing, but otherwise they did really well. Round 5. Comic Art Recreation. In this round, we see if the action figures can recreate a pose from the comics. For Miles, I picked a panel from All New, All Different Avengers number 6. I love how easy it is to find an interesting Spidey pose in the comics. Now, Miles can't raise his leg up as high as in the comics, but otherwise he looks pretty good. For Peter, I went with the cover of Ultimate Spider-Man number 118. Peter is doing a nice job, and both of these figures are really fun to pose. These weren't super challenging poses though, where they had to balance themselves, so I'm going to award them both 8 points for this round. Bonus round. Special talent. In this round, a figure can score up to 3 bonus points for accessories, not including the Build-A-Figure parts. Speaking of Build-A-Figure parts though, both Spideys come equipped with an army, or actually an arm, of Space Venom. Peter has the right arm, and Miles has the left. Both Spidey teens also come with a total of 6 hands, including pairs of wall-crawling hands, thwipping hands, and fists. Miles' hands were packaged much more safely though. Poor Peter's wall-crawling hands got all bent up in the packaging. His mangled fingers looked like they got broke by a supervillain. I took my hairdryer and warmed up the plastic of his hands for about 15 seconds. And then I straightened out his fingers with my hands before running some cold water over the hands. And they're much better now. Also, their hands are really hard to change. I had to heat up their arms with my hairdryer every time I wanted to pull their hands out for this video to switch them. Even more exciting than the extra hands is both figures have a nicely painted unmasked head. The first thing I did after unboxing that Peter Parker head is see if it could fit on the Pizza Spidey. And no. Pizza Spidey's head ball is just too large, so here it is just kind of perched on his neck. Even if it did fit on the ball though, I think it looks too small. While it was annoying I had to straighten Peter's fingers, it was a quick easy fix, so I'm not going to dock him a point for that. I love the extra hands and heads though. These add-on accessories are exactly the kind of thing I want for every figure. Both figures pick up the full 3 bonus points. So that means Miles's total score is 49. Peter's total score is 46. But this contest isn't over yet because your votes matter just as much as mine. Put aside your preference for the characters themselves and let me know in the comments down below who you think is the better action figure. The winner will get to relax on the comfy chair, while the loser is stuck on cooking duty for our next contest. Stay tuned for the results show next week, and feel free to check out my other videos for more reviews and toy crafts. And thanks for watching.